Why, hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Low Elo Myths. We got a match here on Setonaikai between, in the blue, playing as Zeus, we have Lychee Brine, versus, in the red, the new god from the Japan DLC, Tsukuyomi. Alright, this is a very interesting map. Setonaikai is like a completely waterlogged map. Like all the food, all the gold basically is like right on the water, so you can go for ships, you can go for land units, do basically whatever you want. It's a very fascinating map. Alright, both players starting out. Let's see if I'll check my volume. I wonder if my volume is a little low. There we go, that should be better. Alright. Ooh, this is actually a pretty good spot for this shrine right now, getting 0.08 favor per second. That's quite good for the Tsukuyomi player, though. I'm a little... It's a little concerning they're going for the berries first. This has a little bit lower food gather rate. Significantly lower, actually. But the Kitsune is taking a look into it. Looks like the Lychee player is deciding to go for a ship start. Oh no. No drop-off points whatsoever. Oh no. And going for the cows right away. That ain't ideal. Yeah, like 1, 2, 3. It's not the worst possible, but it's still a very brutal walk for all of these villagers to go all the way from one resource to another. Still, Lychee is going for the fish right away, so that should help. What is happening over here? Maxim is leading the Kataskopus into the town center range that Greek Scout will be going down, allowing the Kitsune to have free reign as much as he wants. Getting a little bit of healing in there, pretty smart. Just making sure it's at tip-top shape. Alright. Huh. Yeah, it looks like the Greek player is not auto-queuing his villagers, instead of doing them one at a time. So, it works, but just a little bit more micro you have to worry about. Still no drop-off points compared to over here, where even though these have a much lower food gather rate, I have a feeling that Maxim's going to have a significantly greater advantage in terms of his total resources gathered because of this drop-off point. And you can see that right now with the temple going up for the Tsukuyomi player when Lychee hasn't even gotten the wood he needs yet for it. Excuse me. Sorry about my coughing, folks. My throat is still a little dry, still recovering a little bit from that sickness a while back. It's a sort of thing which just never stops, unfortunately. My throat never recovers fully from coughs. It's annoying, but sorry guys, I have to deal with it. I'll try to keep it to a minimal and make sure I don't cough into the mic too much. Temple finally going up for Lychee. A lot of idle villagers for Lychee. Like, he's getting a lot of these just standing around. Still no drop-off points. Not a single drop-off point for Lychee. All of them are taking the long route from their resource to the town center. And it looks like Maxim is pop-blocked. He does not have enough population. He doesn't even have enough wood to make a house. He needs to get his house up, or he's not going to be able to make any more commoners. He's realizing that. He's trying to get more commoners onto wood to try and make up for it. Bit unfortunate there, but still, I think he's still okay, because right now the Greek player is not building any villagers. Maybe trying to save up for that food? Okay, he's making a storehouse next to the berries. Huh. This was not the move I was expecting. So apparently storehouses are now the go-to for gathering berries. Now we know the new meta. Storehouse for berries. Totally works. Probably just a misclick realistically. That does suck. How many of you guys have ever misclicked one of these like resource drop-off points when you're gathering like this? I feel like he did misclick instead of the granary. Have you guys ever done that before? If you did, leave a like, let me know that it was you who did that. And we'll see how many of you guys are similar in that regard. I know I have. Oh. Alright. It does look like Maxim is coming up with the Inari Okami focusing on those Kitsune and the Spider Ladies. I can always forget how to pronounce their name, so I'm just gonna call. I always just call them the Spider Ladies. It's bad, I know, but I just like calling them Spider Ladies. All right, Jorogumo. I'm just gonna keep calling them the Spider Ladies. Going up with Guardhouse. That's an interesting choice. Guardhouses are a little weaker, I think, in terms of units. They do have counter units, which can be helpful, but I don't know. They've always just seemed a little bit weak. Maybe Maxim knows something we don't. We'll see. All right. Finally has a storehouse up for the gold mine, so that is a plus. No granary up for all these pheasants, though. So the one time that Lychee was hoping to make a granary, I don't think he managed to click the right thing because he probably clicked E instead of W there. Well, unfortunate. Alright, dojo coming up. This is what you usually want to do with Japanese. These dojos units are insanely good. Even with Tsukuyomi, who is mainly focused on those, on those cavalry, it's still a major boon. While this has been going on, Maxim has slowly been gathering all the relics, getting the myth unit relic up here. He's already gotten, like, another one here. Okay, range attack from human soldiers will slow down enemy units. Okay, that's pretty good. Water tastes good. And in the other side of the map, Lychee has aged up through Hermes with a centaur. He does have has had these fishing boats up a long time, so it is helpful. No longer building villagers though, so that could be detrimental. Has already gotten watchtowers, because doesn't want to be raided. I guess you kind of expect that from Tsukuyomi since he's all about his cavalry, but it doesn't look like Maxim is going for that this time around. He's going for some Yumi archers and samurai to start things off. Lots of cows for Maxim. How many does he have right now? 13 cows. Not bad. Going to go grab this relic. This is the town center cost reduction and favor generation. That's pretty good. One thing you have to remember on this map is with these fishing ships, this is all shallow land, so this Kitsune could go in and do a lot of damage there if he really wanted to. It's out of the range of the tower, so he could really, realistically just go in and do some damage. Guess he just wants to scout out, see what's happening. Usually pretty good plan. Alright, finally getting the storehouse up near the wood line where it's supposed to be. Well done, Lychee. Well done. Is it Lychee or Lychee? I guess I've been saying Lychee this whole time. Technically it's Lychee. We'll see which one I say. Alright. Oh, but Maxim is still pop blocked. He only has the one house. Really? Just one? It's just one? Let's see here. How many houses does he have? 2 houses. He's being pop blocked significantly. He only just now got the second house up. He's got the wood for it. He could easily make another one, but he just hasn't been building them enough. He's back up. He's already pop blocked again. So despite the fact that Lychee is not building any villagers, Maxim is just not building enough houses and is just getting pop blocked. Oh, that's unfortunate. Still, it should make for an interesting, fairly even match. Man, that's a lot of food out in this water area. That's a ton of food. All these spotted deer everywhere. There's a lot of resources out there. Because you just have to be careful of the fact that there are those ships able to go in. Both players seemingly just content to sit back and build base. Alright. Maxim does have units out. Let's see, where do those... There they are. These Yumi archers are kind of like Toxotes, a little bit... They're a bit awkward, I feel like. Just from what I've seen. They aren't the greatest, but they do okay. They do okay. Alright, houses finally coming up for Maxim. He's finally going to be able to start building more stuff, and it looks like Lychee is getting ships out. That Kitsune is going down, though. Yeah, one hit from that Heracles. Ooh, 88 hack damage per second is just not enough for a, especially an unupgraded Kitsune to survive. Alright, we got Triremes, and we have, what are these units called again? Pentacontiners? Pentaconter. Yep, that's the one. Pentaconter. Doesn't look like Maxim's currently going for those C units, though. He seems content just to stick with Samurai and Yumi archers. Whereas Lychee is going for a heavy, pretty balanced mix of ships with Trireme, Siege, Juggernaut, and a Pentaconter. all up and out, so that should be good. He's also getting a large mix of, looks like archers and horses ready to go. Oh, I heard a hero unit. Yep, we got this Onimusha right here. This guy's actually very good. It has the same hack damage as the samurai. It's basically a slightly better version of the samurai, except being... Oh, we have new Mooncast. He's going for those Jorogumo. He's upgraded them and gotten the second one out. These guys are actually pretty good brawlers. They have poison damage on top of their normal attacks and their special attack as well. It's quite potent. And of course we have the upgraded Kitsune with the nine tails. Increases their hit points and means that they can double stack their speed bonus, which can be quite useful, especially considering how slow these Jorogumo are. We'll see if he makes use of that though. Some Hippias are coming out for Leichi. Both players not yet ready to engage. Content to sit back and let each other build up. Maxim does have a pretty hefty advantage in terms of units, mostly due to that economy bonus. He doesn't yet have... Wait a second, he's building a transport ship? Does Leichi not realize you can walk off the edge of the map? Does he not realize all this is shallow? I don't think he realizes it's shallow. He thinks he has to transport them in a boat. Oh no. Oh no. No wonder Leichi hasn't been doing anything. He thinks he has to transport everything in a boat. He doesn't know you just walk across. Like all of this, like every blue surface you see is just shallow water. Anything can walk across it, anything can be built on it. There's nothing restricting you to just a transport boat, but I think Leichi just thinks it is. Well, Leichi is going up through Apollo. He will get those manticores and the underworld passage, so maybe he's planning to go that way. We'll see if he has a chance to, because Maxim is moving forward with his army. He's got a decent amount right here. We've got 7 Yumi archers, 5 samurai, an Onimusha, and 3 of the Jorogumos. This is a pretty good brawling army. The army of Leichi is starting to get up, though. Some Toxicities and Hippias. That is a pretty good answer to what Maxim is bringing in currently. We'll see if it's enough, though. Does he have tier 2? He does have tier 2 Bushido. Won't get any advantage from those from the cavalry bonus, but he does get those free medium upgrades, so that will be an advantage. Alright, here we go. First fight coming in. Poor Kitsune is taking the brunt of the force from those ships. Deciding just to take out the dock first when all of his units could probably take out these units to start. Guess he just wants to take out the dock more than anything. Alright. The Jorogumo are going to struggle though against these 2 Greek heroes. These will fall very quickly. Alright, Heroic Age is in, the Scylla is out. That'll be a huge boon to this defensive army from Leichi, as this guy can fight all of these and get all those heads very quickly. It's a very powerful unit. Yeah, these Jorogumo are going to struggle. Both the heroes for Greece are out, and it's just not enough. You see that? You saw that little poison damage on there? But unfortunately it's not enough, and Jason and Heracles will take out those Jorogumo as it's just gone. Alright, one last samurai. Still will probably take it out. Didn't get a second head, but very good defense from Leichi. Maybe now he realizes he can just walk across? We'll see. Okay, back to where we were. Here we go. Alright. Where are we at right now? Okay. Maxim is has a second. Does he have a second one, or is this the same Miko? It's the second Miko. And a third one over here. Okay-ish favor rates. This one isn't the greatest since he's chopping it. It would have been better to stick one right here. This would have been a perfect location for a Miko shrine, actually. With all this wood, the food over here, each of these... Ooh, yeah, that's a ton of food right there. I don't think fish counts, but still tons of food. 6,000 gold mine. That's 100% there. Tons of food, tons of favor generation he could have gotten from there. Does he see that section? Like, he kind of sees it. He doesn't see the gold mine. That's probably why he didn't go for it. Bit unfortunate, but it's alright. Okay. Army's coming up for Maxim. He's going for a lot of those Bushido heroes. Bushi heroes, sorry. Not Bushido. Bushi. Going for a lot of those Onimushas and Bushi. Those are good. I don't think it's the answer here, because Leichi is not really going for those myth units. Instead, he's going for mostly standard units right now. Excuse me. Alright. One thing you are seeing a huge difference in is the economy. Look at the difference right now. 13, well, technically there's 2 fishing ships here, so it's 11 villagers and 2 fishing ships, unupgraded, versus 31 commoners for Maxim. Yeah, that is not a good combination in terms of your economy. Does he have any eco upgrades? He does not. Does Maxim have any? He does. He's got the axe and the plow. Makes sense. He's going for farms. Yeah, so he's kind of running out of cows. There's lots of food, though. Like, tons of food around. He could go for that, but I guess he doesn't want to. Pegasus coming in, trying to scout a little bit, see what's happening. The towers are out for Tsukuyomi, so that Pegasus will not survive, I don't think, going through the base, especially since it's going to go over those Bushi heroes. There it goes, all down. Alright. Heroes continuing to come out. It looks like Maxim wants to go up through Fujin to get that gust of wind. He hasn't yet used his swampland. That would have been pretty useful here at the beginning of this fight. He could have taken out a lot of these units, but I guess he doesn't want to at this point. Bolt and Ceasefire have not been used either for Leichi, so he does have a lot of god powers available. Thankfully, it looks like there is no more concerns with housing, and Maxim also looks like he wants to add some boats to his repertoire. Maybe going for some of those fishing ships or adding in some warships to help with his efforts. A couple of villagers finally coming in for Leichi. These silos would also honestly be really good. The main thing is that unfortunately right now, the army of Maxim is very much hero focused, so that would die pretty quickly, I think. Oh yeah, I forgot about all this. I forgot they added the damage and kills for these units. Nothing too significant. No wonder the Scylla did not get any heads. Only done 48 damage. Oof. That's not enough to get any heads, unfortunately. Alright, looks like, yeah, Maxim is just queuing up a ton of stuff with more Jorogumo, more Yumi archers, more Naginata riders. He's got Naginata riders. Finally, he's getting his cavalry bonus. Perfect. This is what you really want to go for with Tsukuyomi. These cavalry are really good with him, and it's definitely worthwhile to at least branch into it. Obviously, depending on what your opponent is doing. It looks like Maxim is going for a second town center, though. Going to do a bit of a raiding attack, maybe, and then have the settlement come in the background. Army coming in to take out these warships, maybe. Take a little sip. Keep the throat from getting too dry. That's better. Looks like Maxim is a little hesitant to go in. One thing to remember with this settlement is that it's so close to the water that these juggernauts could easily take it down if it really wanted to. It looks like Leichi is deciding to go for some more ships of his own. He's going for ramming Wasans and some Junkozon. How do you pronounce this one? Junkozozen. These 2 triremes are going to find good use, though, taking out that Miko most likely, as well as a couple commoners here if he's not careful. At least, very least, he's going to disrupt all these commoners gathering resources. He needs to pull his army back to take out those 2 triremes. These guys are pretty quick, 5.5 speed. He does have the ramming Wasan out, and some Junkozozen. He decides to drop the swampland. I don't know if these work on ships. Do these work on ships? It doesn't seem to be doing anything. It is at the very edge, so I don't know if it's actually in range. Yeah, I don't think the swampland does much to ships. So I don't know how useful that really was, but yeah, well, is what it is. Alright, looks like Fujin is coming in for Maxim. He's going to get that Gust God power. Excuse me. Plus those Oni, if I remember my myth units correctly for Tsukuyomi. It should be the Oni coming in from there. More ships coming out for Leichi. He's still not moved his army from his home base. They're just hanging out with the chickens and that one dead chicken. Oh, that poor dead chicken. Just sort of sitting there. I think I got caught in the crossfire. The rest of the chickens are just sitting in there. Alright, a bit of a naval raid coming through with lots of Junkozozen. Moving forward. We do have Heroic Age in for Maxim. He does have the Gust God power ready to go. The town center is up, and... oh, yep, here we go. Honengyo. Honengyo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Honengyo. Basically, the Godzilla myth unit is out, so that should help. Though that Scylla does have 2 heads now, so that's going to be a pretty hefty damage boost. Let's see how well it does against this small armada. Oh. Almost activated its special ability, did not quite. As it looks like the Maxim decided to move in with his units. This Scylla should probably fall pretty quickly with all of these Bushi heroes. Oh, there goes the... there it is. I will say, the Japanese myth units have some very nice special abilities. Alright, army's coming in. God powers are still available for Leichi. He could easily use Ceasefire or Bolt to take out a unit if he really wants to, but thus far nothing. The army is coming through. These Bushi are very potent. They toss a lot, but they are quite powerful. Alright. Army is in. Looks like Leichi's struggling a little bit to keep up. He does have towers here, but all these Onimusha and Samurai are doing a ton of damage to the backline. Here we go. Moving into the main base. Let's see what he's able to do. Bolt has been cast, taking out one of the Honengyo, but it's a little bit too late as the second one is already out and Ceasefire has been dropped. As Leichi says, I need a little bit more breathing room. It's that population difference. Only 12 villagers versus 43 commoners. As, yeah, it's just way too much. Let's see here. Yep, there's the Oni. Hasn't yet come out, though. He's kind of sitting back here. Hoping to be used someday, but they might not get a chance to. Not with how this match seems to be going. Alright, here we go. Ceasefire has ended. See, the watchtowers are going to do work. I don't know if it's going to be enough with everything else, though, because it's a lot of ships here. This Honengyo cannot reach go on land, but it's going to be not going to matter too much, I don't think. These samurai have so much HP. 238. That's insane. So much HP. Once you get these rolling, they cost a ton, but if you can get a large quantity going, that you have just a ton of HP ready to go and tons of damage as well. Alright, looks like Maxim is bringing forward the Oni. This guy is basically equivalent to a mountain giant. It's going to do a ton to these buildings. Excuse me. Alright, Jason kind of runs past. Is he going to target the Oni? He will. I don't think he's going to survive, not with all of these Bushi in here. Buildings are falling for Leichi as he doesn't have any income enough. He doesn't have anywhere near enough income to keep this going. The Samurai and Yari Spearmen are just taking out the villages that Leichi does have, and I don't think it's going to be enough to survive. There's just too much of a advantage on Maxim's side at this point. Yeah, with that, yeah, Maxim says, I can't hold off. I don't have the income. I don't have the resources. Oh, that was tough, but good game by Maxim. Leichi had some issues there, but still pretty good game overall. He did manage to take back that first attack, so well played there from Leichi. I'm curious, where's the timeline for these idle villagers? Well, actually not too bad overall. But the total civilian units is where the tail is really told for this match. You can see where Maxim's was pop blocked, but yeah, it really was an issue for Leichi. Wait, me? What? Wait a second. Hold up, hold up. Why is it Chronicler the 6th? What happened? What's happening there? That's a weird glitch. It's saying that I'm the one who played this match, but it was definitely Leichi. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this Low Elo Myths match. If you did, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!